And welcome. It's been a while indeed. Can you hear me? I hope you can. Let me know down in the comments if you do. I'm just testing a new microphone, so I don't know that yet. If it works or not, hopefully it does. Let's see, what do we have here? Some kiddos on the bike. Wonderful, we can hear each other. Well, I can't hear you, but I can see you. Hello, introvert. Good to have you here. Let me put on my gloves and we will change the camera to and there we go. There you see what you can do by bike in the wintertime. So everybody who's here, welcome. Please, if you want, introduce yourself. Where are you from? What's the weather like in there? What's the time? And so on. Who's this handsome Viking? Good to have you here, Brandon. So this is one of the million ice rinks that we have here. In the summertime it's just a field for playing soccer or whatever you want, and apparently now it's good for cycling, at least according to these kiddos, and of course you can also skate there. They've been bike. So we also have Chris here. Good to have you here. Introvert is from Tartu, Estonia. Wonderful. Moro Jaakko. Hello from Oulu. That's far away from here. Several kilometers. Can anyone recognize where we are? Oh, it was minus 23 earlier this week in Tartu, Estonia, so almost as cold as it was here. I recall it was like minus 26, and in Liminka where Harry is from it was 27, 28 maybe even. But in the northern Finland it went even down to minus 42 from what I saw. And Chris from Austin, Texas, USA, 26. That's almost intolerable even for summer temperatures. Oh wow. And we've got Collier Cook here as well from Washington DC, 10 AM, 2 degrees Celsius. That's much better. Let's try. I've got this fancy thing for holding my gimbal, if it works. No? Is it already frozen? No? Still no? What did I do wrong? Oh, now it works. So I can free my hands for a second while not having to hold the gimbal. And now if I can just detach it from here, yeah. The thing is that I bought this kind of fancy device where I can just clip this gimbal into. And Andy's here from London, rainy 5 Celsius day here there. So I would take this any day over a rainy plus 5 day. We've got Matti also here and so on. No, Jaakko, it's not in Hollihaka. Somewhere totally different. I got JDVM. Hello there. Been a while indeed. Let's go cycle now. Ah, so good. So we are in the middle of a suburban hellhole, like 10 kilometers away from the city center. There's a playground here. It's well illuminated. And as you might have seen, there's an ice skating rink where you can play games. In the summertime it's a bit less icy. So here you can see how our suburban hellhole streets, residential streets, look like. Well, naturally there needs to be space for snow, but as you see there's no parked cars here on the street. It is allowed, so if you're visiting somebody you can park here on the street, but there's no need because you can park there on your own private yards. And also what is important here is that these residential streets are also well illuminated. So it's safe to be here even as a kiddo or as an adult. And when you exit the residential street, you can immediately go to a bike path, which in my opinion should be illuminated a bit better, but it's still tolerable. No, Jaakko, it's not a Ritaharju. Do you have more guesses? I've got Skyface from Oulu as well. Good to have you here. What is the temperature currently in Oulu? The forecast earlier said it's going to be like minus 15 plus some wind, feeling like minus 18 and minus 20. But I guess it's a bit warmer now, and the wind is picking up. Temperature is going to be much higher soon, I guess. And the forecast is saying that it could be even plus 2 in a couple of days. That's horrible. Introvert is half Finnish and Oulu is pretty much their second home. Oh, I love to hear that. So it's great to watch these streams. So I'm happy I can show you these places. So, our first underpass for the day. This one is not the best because it's a bit too low for the maintenance vehicles. Then again, you could be using smaller maintenance vehicles. But at least as of now, it was well maintained. We are now on not the priority paths at all. So this is like second class, which is actually the third class, because we have the super maintenance class and then the regular first class and then the second class, and then there's no winter maintenance. So this is basically what I believe the worst class of maintenance, which is perfectly fine for riding your old 1930s upright single speed bike with one hand. Minus 12 says Skyface. Thanks, so it's minus 12. It feels so warm now, and I'm actually a bit overdressed. I already started to feel a bit hot when cycling towards this place. And yeah, earlier this week I got to feel minus 26, and I guess in some other places it was a bit colder as well. But that's one thing which is important. People need to experience cold weather, feel it, enjoy it. Once you're exposed to like minus 20 or minus 30, once even, maybe twice, then minus 15 or minus 10, it will feel warm. And then there's much less of a threshold to go out there cycling and walking and whatever you want to do. So let's go towards Väärälänperä. How do you like that sign? This is one of the few ones where we actually have to yield, and that didn't take too long. Let's go this way. We are now approaching real countryside, actually, a bit far from the city center. Later we will cycle towards the city center, but now still a bit headwind. Now let's see what American Feature is saying. Exactly, Pekka, when it's winter and I'm cold on the bike, I tell myself this is being alive and to embrace it. Exactly. Of course, you can always put on more clothes, but yeah, if it's like minus 10 and it feels too cold to go out there, just go there out a little, what you can. Next time you're already a bit more acclimatized, and it won't feel so bad, and then minus 5 will feel warm to you. Haha, Harry. Am I getting old when I'm using monster winter gloves when it's minus 12? Well, my fingers have always been kind of my weak point, especially when I'm taking so much photos. but these are not, I wouldn't call these monster gloves. These are just regular 20 euro, cheap as, I would say, pretty bad quality lobster gloves, like 3-finger gloves, 2+2+1 from XXL. They're cheap. I don't like to use them. I am actually trying to find something more durable and more warm, but these are fine for like -10, -12 what we have now. But if it would have been like -18 or -20, these would not have been enough for my cold fingers. And anyway, my fingers are sacred. I still want to be able to play the piano and so on. So I really do not want to freeze them. So Harry, what is the temperature in Liminka? If we have -12, you must have at least -15, right? And now we're actually exiting Oulu. So over there on the right side of the road you can see the sign saying Kempele. Municipality of Kempele. So that's the neighboring municipality a bit south from Oulu. We're there now. I think they've got like 17,000 inhabitants, maybe 18,000. Maybe somebody can correct me. Harry is saying that it's only -10 Celsius in Liminka. And that's interesting. Yeah, we've got the wind coming from the south, so you guys be warming us up. Now let's go left from here. See if anybody is winter swimming here. Perkele. So over there, there's a place where you can go swimming if you want. Let's go have a look. Not maintained at all, this one. Let's see if it's rideable at all. Not really. Anyway, dressing rooms, I don't know if there's also a sauna. And you can go take a dip in the water if you want. That was fast, thank you introvert. 18,688 in Kempele according to Google. Thank you. It is growing fast, that city, that municipality. Let's see if this... It's not the best. I'm trying to use this, it's kind of click fix thing. And I was asking them if I can have my money back if it doesn't work in the cold. No, now it works. Let's see how it works when I'm turning the bike like this. Looks a bit shaky to me. Let's take it off. And it's like an uphill start. The gearing in this old bike is sometimes pretty horrible. So it's a single speed and there's mammoth 52 tooth chainring in the front and 18 in the back. So it's sometimes a bit difficult to start in uphills, which we do not have too many anyway. And you think, introvert, you think that you went here this summer? Where is it? So it's at the border of Oulu and Kempele. At Oulun Tulli. And we are now at the gas station, as you can probably see what. Oh, the smell here is horrible. So that's what you pay per liter. When you're using a gasoline engine. It's exactly 0 when you're using this engine. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. I don't want to be here. Now this path looks really badly maintained, like it quite often is. Yeah, it's plowed and it's rideable. It's a bit bumpy, probably the lowest possible priority, and it's not maintained by any of the cities but the states, I guess. And we are crossing a national highway here. Let's get the hell out of here. Now it should get a bit better. Again on proper bicycle paths. American Fitz is saying that they always admire our snowpack and grit over salted, polluted mess. That's what they are used to. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can't tell you how much I agree with you. Would you look at that? How beautiful it is. So yeah. In case someone didn't know it, salt is not allowed on our bicycle paths. And we are plowing the snow away, and of course there's a little bit of snow always left to the ground or accumulated when it's being mechanically plowed, so it slowly accumulates, but it must not be too thick, otherwise it will cause problems, bad problems, when it starts to soften. So you must scrape it every once in a while to keep it thin enough. Oh, there's a dead street light. Need to report that one. And besides, in these temperatures, minus 12 what it is, salt isn't really that effective anymore. It would just be a mess of snot and dirt and slush and ice, and it wouldn't be like homogeneous, the surface I mean. Because, especially if you're applying rock salt, you need to crush it before it works. Bicycle tires and people's feet are not strong enough to properly crush it, and then it gets applied unevenly. So some places could be frozen, some places could be still already melted. You can't know that, so that's actually dangerous. And the same thing goes with salt solution, brine, and other that kind of applicants. You can't really know from the surface if it's frozen, if it's black ice, or if it's kinda dry. Well, not dry, but ice-free. Because it looks all the same almost. And we've got Eric asking if people often ski on these paths. Well, it's possible, you can ski here. Sometimes it could be not so comfortable when there's a little bit of sand applied to increase friction, but now it would be totally possible. But besides that, there's a pretty good skiing network here. throughout the city, so you can actually ski to many places. At least if you take a small walk in the end of your trip. Let's go this way. And we are now right next to the most famous school in the world, Metsäkangas. I'm sure some of you at least have seen my tweet where I'm showing a photo of the parking place, one of them of the school, and telling that there's 1,000 kids even in the winter cycling to the school. Now there isn't that many bikes here because the school's out already several hours ago. Oh, by the way, I hate those racks. Well, maybe they just are meant to like show and the border and give borders to the area where you are supposed to park your bike. Anyway, most of the bikes, they have kickstands, and the kids would anyway leave them with a kickstand or just hanging or laying on the ground. Terve Lena! Mistä Lena olet? So this is one of the entrances to the school. And there seems to be also a daycare side over there with the playground. So this school currently, I believe, has 1,376 students, pupils, kids coming to this school, and most of them come by bike. Don't know now the exact number, if it's 1,000, 1,200 or whatever. Some ski, some walk, some come by gig sled, and just like 50 are brought in by car. Is this a place where I got the banner for the channel? Yes, it is on the other side of the school, so not on this side. But yeah, this is the same place. Of course there are not too many bikes now because the school ended like 3-4 hours ago. Those are also school buildings over there with these horrible fences. That one over there in the distance is also part of the school. This one as well. Well, at least somebody's here by bike still. And with the baby trailer. Yeah, so that's how our winter bikes look like. Just a regular bike. And these trailers are hugely popular here. Not so much cargo bikes yet. Yeah, sure, they are becoming more and more common. But most people transport their kids still in these trailers. And also they are quite good for transporting your shopping, and you can, for example, if you're taking your kids to daycare, you can just leave this one in the daycare, so you don't have to carry the trailer from the daycare to your workplace and back. So when you're coming from the work, you just pick up the trailer and the kids. I don't know if the kids are already packed inside by the daycare personnel, but maybe you can pay some extra for them if you want to do that. So what is also nice here is that the areas are totally safe, so kiddos can be here all by themselves, like you see those 3 over there. Do whatever they please. And this is the only place actually here where you can access the school by car, and it's a dead end. So if you are going to bring your kids here by car, you need to take a long detour. So it's much faster to have them cycle themselves or walk themselves. We've got Chris Dobbs 97 here as well. Hyvää päivää Suomi. Greetings from Poland. Greetings back to you to Poland as well. How's the weather back there in Poland, and which part of Poland you're from? Let's go this way. Yeah. So quiet here now. It's unbelievable because oftentimes it's just packed with hundreds of kids playing here. So yeah, this is the place where I took the famous photo from. Totally empty, looks so weird now. Also, what is really beautiful here with this school and many others is that when you're coming to take your break, like every 45 minutes or every 75 minutes or how often you have them, I don't know now. We used to have them like 15-minute break after every 45 minutes. So a lesson was always 45 minutes, then you had 15 minutes to go outside and go in the woods and play there. So kids go there, they play hide and seek or whatever they play nowadays, I don't even know. Getting so old now. So the kids can actually go wherever they want here in the woods. I guess they might have some rules that you are not supposed to go too far, but I don't know. But they really have good contact with nature here several times per day. As you can see, the forest floor is full of their footsteps. They've been everywhere here. So Lena is saying it's so nice seeing and hearing the cold. It will be 80 degrees. How much is that in Celsius? Today in Texas. But listen to the footsteps. I don't know if you can hear them. Hyvä, keuli. Yeah. And Chris from southern part of Poland, not far away from the Czech and Slovak border. I'm not sure if I already told you that, but a few years ago I visited Rabgastrój, I think it was called. It was a bit south from Krakow, close to Zakopane, but still on the Polish side, I believe. Rabgastrój. I don't know how to pronounce that, it's difficult for me. Anyway, a couple of friends of mine. Oh, what's happening now? Oh, the cable got stuck. Yeah. Okay, solved. So, a couple of friends of mine were participating in some kind of adventure competition over there in the mountains. So there you see how you park your bike. So it looks like we're in the middle of nowhere now, but this is actually one of the busiest bicycle paths in the winter in the whole wide world. There's really a traffic jam here, kids coming from all these directions towards the school, because all this area is surrounded by mostly single family houses, and between them there are these forests and bicycle paths where you can just go fast, easily, safely through these all suburban areas without having to cross roads. So most of the kids who are going to that school do not have to cross a single road to get there, and some only one. Oh, by the way, you see the yellow lights over there? That's a ski track, and there is one on the other side as well over there where you see the yellow lights. So yeah, when it looks like this, yeah, Oulu is just full of forest, full of nature, but you can see maybe some lights glimpsing from over there. That's all single family housing over there. It's not the best, but at least it's not as bad as it is in some other parts of the world. So most of the residential streets are dead ends for motor traffic, but not for bicycle traffic and foot. So there's, for example, the next residential street, a dead end when you're coming this way, but not by bicycle, so you can just continue away and join with your bike on this collector arterial bicycle path here. Oh, and we got Eric from Chicago. You like all the trees everywhere. I really love them. Especially now they are so beautiful. With the illumination as well. As you probably figured out, let's go this way. We are also now on the secondary bicycle path network, so this is still not the best class of maintenance, but the quality is really good here as well. So the next residential street, dead end for cars, not for bikes. So if you live there and you would take your car to take your kid to the school, it would take at least 4 times as much time, I believe, maybe even longer, to take them there by car. Instead, you can just let them go onto this bicycle path here, turn left and go to the school. Simple as that. And if you are going to build suburban hellholes, you should build them like this, I guess. Well, then I can still think of many places where you could make this one even better. But yeah, guess we'll have to make do with this one. We've got Tontana from Rajakylän Kulkuri. Of course we've got you. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And Teppo is saying it's currently -10 in Oulu. Yeah, it feels so warm here. Dark as midnight. The sun is setting at like 2 p.m. We've got like 4 or 4.5 hours of daylight available. So here's the next residential collector street. Of course there's a bike path as well. Let's go along this residential dead end street for a second. This is beautiful. Any advice for cold hand solution for winter cycling? Lynn is asking. So Lynn, what kind of temperatures and what are you using currently? We've got also Tony here. Hello. Moro Toni, mitä kuuluu? And Maria from Montreal. Good to have you here. What's the weather like in Montreal? And is it Montreal or Montreal? Yeah, I'm so bad at French. And here you can join the bicycle path, or you can go to the ski track, which is there where you see the yellow lights as well. Where are the Christmas lights? Lena is asking. So at least there's some over there in that house. Some candles and decorations and so on. But you know, this is not the USA. People are not competing and using their entire yearly budget just to compete which one of the neighbors has the most overkill Christmas lights. I'm so happy that we don't do that. Fucking hell, that's horrible sometimes. Does no one decorate in Finland? Oh, they do, but you know, Finns sometimes like to be a bit on the modest side. And Teppo is using leather mittens over woolen gloves. That's a good one. So talking about decoration, so there's something. You see that one? Not so much over there. And there's something also. And also they've got something in the windows. So you see, we do decorate. Well, I see him from the USA, for example. It's just completely different level, and I'm really happy that we don't have that level here. That's just Christmas decorations alone would probably contribute quite a lot to the light pollution of Earth. So yeah, as Eric is saying, they're using overkill Christmas lights and no lights to illuminate paths to bike and walk. So exactly, whatever your priorities are, I guess. So everyone is piling in their car to go look at Christmas lights. Oh, sorry, fucking hell, yeah. And we've got Luca here as well. Good to have you here. And sorry, I can only see like 4 most recent messages from the chat, so I missed the one where you said what you're using currently with your hands. So maybe you can repeat that. I'm about the traffic jam here. Oh, you get to love the sound of the footsteps on cold snow. Let's go again back on this main path. So this is the road number 9. It's going towards the city center. It's part of the super maintenance class as well, and you know what? Just before I started to think about having a live stream today, I also told that to this boss of the main winter maintenance contractor company, and his first reaction was that but there's almost a centimeter of new snow on the bike paths and we haven't cleaned it yet. Well, they don't have to. And what do you think? How does the surface look like to you? And Lynn, now I can see your message. 2 pairs of gloves, wool liner and the synthetic fleece. Temps down to, let's say, -6. So yeah, -6 doesn't sound too cold yet. So what I'm using now is these cheap lobster gloves, where you can, this is like 3-finger thing. These are not too warm, but I'm sure you can find something just like these, which you can use to like -10, -15, maybe even -20. Of course, that's a personal thing about your circulation and so on. But you can also oversize them so that you can have those liners inside. Maybe, but I'm not too happy with these. Okay, cheap shit, and I don't want to buy cheap shit. I want to buy something that's durable and sustainable and so on, and I have a couple of options now in mind, but it's really difficult to find good quality 3-finger ones, which are like 2 + 2 + 1. They are 3 plus your index finger separately and then your thumb, so 3 + 1 + 1, and I haven't tried them, yeah, I've got to admit that, but it feels like the index finger is gonna freeze there. And then again, when you're moving, your blood is circulating a bit better and keeps you warmer. And in case nothing else helps, I'm just rotating my hands like crazy so that the centrifugal force, which doesn't exist, will pack some blood down to your fingertips. But of course you can't do that all the time, and you don't want to do that. You want to be comfortable. And Tony was asking if I can clip my gimbal into the handlebar. Yes, I can. So just 1 hour ago I bought this one. It's a expensive Manfrotto kind of thing, which has a clip here. Well, can I put it over there? It's not too much. It clips to the handlebar, yeah, poor illumination here. And I've got like a quick release end in the end of this gimbal. I can't really show it to you. And it seems to work pretty fine. So now I've got my both hands here and it's free. And it's pretty simple to take it off from here. I'm not totally convinced that this is the best solution, but at least it's much better than not having anything. Lena's saying that you haven't seen one of those counters yet. No, you haven't, because there's none of them with screens in this part of the city yet. They are closer to the city center. We will see them later if you stick around. No, there's somebody with way to carry your shopping on the bike. Just 2 bags on your handlebars. Perfect. Or you can have a pannier rack like that one. So Lynn, I had this what was it called? Some kind of, what's it called, mountain co-op, and I think they had some quite good quality lobster gloves which I wanted to buy, but when I was that was in Canada actually. I don't know if they also exist in US or Canada, whatever, but they were supposed to have some quite good quality lobster gloves, but they were all sold out when I was there, so I didn't really get to experience whether they are actually good or not. We've got Ragnarok AT. Scenery looks so nice. They were in Oulu a year ago for work. It's a beautiful city, it is indeed, especially when we've got snow like this, and all the tree branches are covered in snow, and with this good illumination it looks so beautiful. Now we've got some signposts here, as you see. We are currently following the route number 9 towards the city center. It's still 8.5 kilometers. So there's Oulu and the symbol for center, downtown, and then the route number 9. Tony is using leather chopper mittens with wool liners. That also sounds good. Sounds really warm. And Minneapolis gets down to -30, so yeah. Maybe you can try Tony's tip. So Ragnarok was here from mid-November until Christmas. Yeah, it depends. The beginning periods of winter are so warm nowadays, so it's actually rare, unfortunately. It's rare to have winters beginning as well as this one has. It's so beautiful here now, but unfortunately it's supposed to go to +2 in a couple of days, but luckily after that it's going to go back below 0, hopefully. So here there's a couple of skating rinks. Let's go see what it looks like. Of course you come here by bike, and with Jopo type of bikes. Let's go see how it looks like. So yeah, wanna go skating? There's more than 100 of these in Oulu. Yeah, keskus is center. Center of anything can be a keskus. I wonder why the lights are not on over there though. Bikes, 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 bikes. And a place for changing your gear, and more bikes and wonderful bike parking. Well, so there we go. That's how you come by bike with your skating gear. Let's go this way. Pinwheel the arms. I've never heard that word, but I guess that means rotating them. Yeah. But just keep the arms as straight as you can, and also totally relaxed, so it allows the blood to pump to your fingertips, and you can actually feel that pretty easily when you're doing it the correct way. You can feel the blood packing to your fingertips. Let's see now for a second if I can clip in. Yeah, it's clipped now. It's a bit shaky. How do you think? Yeah, it's a bit wiggly. Yeah. I'm not using the hands now. It's just a bit difficult to read the chat, but this is how smooth the path is, that even with this wiggly setup, I think the video quality is still watchable. What do you think? We're entering the center of Kaakkuri district, and this area here is totally car free, as you can see. Wow, that's a high building to our standards. How many floors does it have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 or 13 if I count it correctly. And now there's a huge ass hypermarket over there, which you can easily access by bike, of course. CM as in city market. Some bike parking here which is sheltered under the roof. And unfortunately a giant car parking lot extending that way. I don't want to go there, so let's make a U-turn. But yeah, it's easily accessible by bike as well. And people are using it, not too much though. I'm sure there's actually another bike parking spot at the other end, because people are coming in from that direction as well. So, Oulu, 7.8 kilometers. We are now in Kaakkuri, as we can see here. So we are here. Olet tässä, you are here, going on the Route 9 towards the city center. It's almost movie theater smooth. Whoa, that's a lot. Sure, I'm using a gimbal, but still, that won't do wonders. Vasemmalta. Let's continue this. During the stay, they bought I can't see the text, they bought a bike whose gear was fucked. It was pain in the ass, wasn't able to switch gears. So that's why you need to have a bike which is single speed, like this one. No hassle with them at all. Oh, is it changing? I actually had to stop for traffic lights. This is rare. Yeah. That was still several seconds. Oh, and there we go. So that you know, those mopeds are not allowed on bicycle paths. And that actually was not a Prisma. It's a K-City market in Kaakkuri. So there we go. Yeah. Hell, those things are noisy. Seems slippery as they are riding with both feet down. That's really rare, but happens, as you see. Did anyone catch the plates? We can also go see this other car hellhole, as we are now right next to the national highway, and an area of hypermarkets and construction shops and whatever. Jerks everywhere, yeah, indeed. Lena is asking if they get a ticket. With this video evidence, it's possible, but I wouldn't place my bets on that one, because the police here, unfortunately, are not really too interested in improving the safety of bicycle paths and so on, which is really a pity. I know several of the traffic police people are cycling themselves as well, so it's really a pity that they don't really want to, how would I say, control the car traffic. Would you look at this space just for car parking? Horrible. Damn, that is loud indeed. It was. They're asking, Introvert is asking if I ever thought about recording in 50 FPS for the city lights. Do you mean a live stream one, or just recording for the 50 Hz refresh rate and see how that looks like? I haven't tried that, no, but I believe currently the maximum that the live stream allows is 1080p and 30 FPS. And if I were to increase the frames per second, it would probably result in bad quality video. Yeah, also this is not so loud. NG Bay 171. Oh, actually they are not going there. But they actually notice that it's not allowed for cars. Jysk. Did we have a Jysk there? I don't even know actually. So there's a Bauhaus and verkkokauppa and lots of other things. But you know what? Apparently my battery isn't as good as it used to be. I just got a warning that says 15% of battery left, and it was full when I started. So there's clearly something really wrong now with this phone, because earlier I could have a live stream of like 2 hours, 1.5 hours in colder weather than this. Now it's -10, -12, and I've only broadcasted for 52 minutes. So something's wrong. Sure, the phone is 1 year old and the battery is probably not perfect. Yeah, that really sucks. I was hoping to show you guys so much more. I do have a spare battery back with me, but charging the phone while live streaming and having the phone on gimbal is a bit tricky. As Lynn is saying, the cold will chew up batteries as they age a bit. That's entirely true. It is. But I still didn't expect it to end this fast. And now we've got the biggest uphill it's possible here. Something's still wrong with this clip-on thing. I'm trying to use it, so I could have used my 2 hands to climb up that small hill, but I need to examine that a bit further, since I've only owned that now for 1.5 hours. Yes, we had verkkokauppa over there. Well, let's see if we have like 15% of the battery left. Let's go for as long as it allows. And when it dies, it dies. Anthony also needs to leave. Hauska nähdä, moi moi, samoin hauska nähdä. It was good to have you here, Tony. Hope we can have more live streams soon. But yeah, just so that you know, I'm now planning to ride for as long as the battery lasts. I was hoping to show you part of the new bicycle superhighway that was opened a couple of months ago, but that will probably have to wait for another time because I don't have the battery left for that. And we are currently planning 3 more to extend our bicycle superhighway network. We already got like 4 different sections of bicycle superhighways, are like 10 to 15 kilometers, maybe a bit more, even 15-20. But just in a couple of years we have so much more. Battery may run out soon, 5% remaining, so it's eating it up like crazy now. That is really unfortunate. And as you can see, power saving is kicking in, so the frame rate is dropping. I guess I will have to quit. So thank you everybody who joined me, and I hope I can have these live streams up and running for a bit longer. Let's stop here and change the front. It's good to have you all here with me. Do I have any solutions in mind for the battery life? Well, I could try some kind of charging, I don't know, maybe trying to heat up, because previously I think live streaming kept this phone quite warm, so that actually helped with the battery. So if you have any ideas where I should go, what could I do, what kind of places you want to see, and how could I improve the battery life, please write them down in the comments. And of course, if you like this kind of content, please share and subscribe, and go also follow my Twitter account. I've got almost 3,000 followers now, so it would be great to have 3,000 filled before the year ends. Okay, so thank you everybody, and until next time.